Welcome into the official. We have a great show for you this week, as usual. We're getting back into the routine here. I know it's been, I guess, 3 weeks or so since we put together a mock for you guys. This will now be the fourth installment of a mock draft for incoming freshmen in the 2024 class. We've done it, and it's been different each time. If you're listening on the podcast, you may want to check out the YouTube video just because we have a screen and you can see the plus and minus where each guy gets drafted compared to the time before. But so this is going to be rounds 1 and 2. So the top end of the 2024 class, the fourth time we've done this, and every time it's been different. I think last time we had a new number 1 QB. So who knows how it's going to shake out. But glad you're here. Mock Draft 4.0. This is the official. All right, everybody, welcome in. Good to see you guys. I'm excited to get going with a mock draft, our fourth installment. I think this has been a very fun thing we've done this year. First and foremost, have to give a shout out to Home Field Apparel. I've got a very camouflage shirt. It matches my background here tonight. But Appalachian State University, near and dear to my heart. I've been to Boone, North Carolina a number of times. But this is a Home Field Apparel shirt. It's so comfy. It fits great. And this one is pretty simple. But they do have tons of styles for other colleges, ranging from St. Peter's to Alabama and everything in between, with a nice retro style. They work directly with the universities to kind of make sure they're keeping the vibe for the way that the mascots are, the team colors, and the retro look. But all great stuff. And you can go shirts, pants, hats, hoodies, all sorts of different kinds of apparel. That's homefieldapparel.com. And if you are so inclined and you're the first, it's your first purchase, type in campus number 2 Canton as your promo code, gets 15% off your first purchase. Speaking of campus2canton.com, go visit our parent website. As little as $2.99 per month gets you a membership. And that's the low end. There's a high end with all sorts of projections, weekly projections to help you if you like wagering on games, if you want projections for your college fantasy football team. On the high end, but tools and data tools, so you can do a lot of your own research, but then we kind of do the research for you on the high end and give you a lot of information if that's more your style. So check out campus2canton.com. As little as $2.99 per month gets you the biggest and best information for your college fantasy football, all the way up to the NFL side. Without further ado, it's always a mouthful here at the beginning of the show. Matt, David, are you guys ready to mock?
Yep.
I guess
Mock it up.
I guess that's something I should, I could say like a band or something from the 70s. Like, are you ready to mock? I don't know. People have probably done that before. Anyway. All right, let's kick it off. I'm randomized to be the 101 here. Okay, interesting. I guess I feel like I haven't been the 101 before. And this is just, again, for everyone listening, 2024 class. So these are guys that will sign in December in the early signing period and hit campus in spring. Most of these guys will hit in spring of 2024. And I think I'm going to go, I think he's basically our consensus best player. I'm going to just go ahead and take Mylan Graham, another Ohio State receiver. Probably the best graded player, I think, for us, even though some of the quarterbacks can be scarce, of course. But I think, just BPA, going Mylan Graham at 101. So that's David. You're next, 102.
All right, I'll go with Micah Hudson. I don't know. Is Mylan Graham the highest right now? I haven't seen anyone's grades, but
no, I don't believe so.
Oh, I have him listed. The adjusted grade looks like it's the highest on our sheet here, but
if it's on your grading sheet, then it's just yours.
Oh, okay. So Micah Hudson's our number 1.
I don't know.
I don't have.
He's my number 1.
I believe
Okay.
everyone else has him as wide receiver 1. Yeah.
Okay. Well, either way, we like both these guys. But all right, Micah
Yeah.
Hudson is number 102 here. Mylan Graham's number 1. That leaves us to Matt. I mean, some of these guys we've talked about a whole lot. Certainly color in if there's any changes, but I think these guys at the top, it's like just smooth sailing, status quo.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me here, it would be pretty close between Jeremiah Smith and Rayola. I'm just going to go Rayola just to get a quarterback in early.
That makes sense. I'm going to get a quarterback here as well. Based on my grades, I got to go Julian Sayin. I wanted to take the guy who's been lighting up the high school landscape like none other this year. Julian Sain's having a great year. There's another guy who probably will be gone by the time I pick. But I think by grade Sayin, he's having a great year and he's adding a little on the ground that we like. So David, 105.
Yeah. I definitely know the QB you're suggesting. I'm going to go with Jeremiah Smith, though. I'm just going to, he's generational. Got to take him.
We've fought that against that current for so long, but I think
Yeah.
we're all just swimming in it now.
I will just say this real quick. He's not like the greatest yak guy. And so when we get like all our mile per hours that we usually get our ball carrier speed. And since he didn't have a ton of like phenomenal plays to like choose from, like I think our max mile per hour on him last year was like 20.7 or whatever. So like to see that real analytics got him at 21.7 this year was pretty eye-opening. I mean, the guy is almost 210 pounds. So he is a very good athlete in that regard. So just a little tidbit.
Yeah, and there's been some like field level footage, I guess either from camera phones or I don't know, someone else having some kind of camera on the field level for some of his games this year. And I have to say, I've seen some movement and some quick twitch that I just didn't seem to see on the highlight tapes or even some of the full game footage. But, and when you're up close, he is quite impressive. And then there's some of the camp stuff. So I've come around as well. I think Matt was always in on Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah.
All right, 106 for you, bud.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go Lagway here. I know it's a heartbreaker, but I mean he's the last of. I had been saying for a while there's 4 quarterbacks I want in the first round. Aaron Noland is not one of them anymore. So now I feel like you have to get one of these 3 if you have the chance to. So I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, I can't argue there. I was hoping I would have definitely gone back-to-back QBs. I was kind of hoping that he might after David didn't take him, but you've been hoarding the QBs all year and all these mocks, I feel like. So, okay. All right. Let's go with, I think a guy who is, possibly a little bit of this is probably a little bit high, but my grades really like him. And I feel like he's having a really nice season this year. And let's go Cam Coleman. I think Weigman we liked early in the season. He was definitely feeding Evan Stewart down there at Texas A&M. And I think he can definitely elevate an offense. So he should have at least 1, maybe 2 years with Weigman. And we'll see where it goes from there at Texas A&M. But I think Cam Coleman's a really, really good prospect. I like him on the grades and the film. He's having a great season. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he is having a great season as a senior year.
Yeah, stats-wise, he's been putting up much better than last year.
Yeah. So I like him, and we'll stick with it. David, you are up with the 108.
I already got 2 receivers. I'll go with Cameron Davis. He's my top graded running back for now. Things are pretty fluid. I still have a lot of homework to do as far as these running backs go because it's just a weird class for me right now. But I just really like his build. I like these guys that are built like this, just real kind of like stout and thick and can take on contact. And I don't know, he's got like kind of like a shorter legs and can change directions real well. He's been kind of injured this year, so we haven't really seen a lot of him, which is mildly annoying. So hopefully he gets back on the field soon and we can get a little senior tape to peep. But right now he's my highest graded running back.
He did just come back last week, so he missed like
did
3
he?
weeks total. I don't think we ever got what the exact injury was, though.
Yeah, I didn't see.
All right. 109. Getting here at the end of round 1 here.
Yeah, I'm gonna be going with Aaron Butler here.
Oh yeah, you called your shot. He would not make it out of the first round.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't let that happen. I mean, this is right about where he's graded for me. I have him graded 7th overall in the class, between all positions. And he had a really good senior year. He ended it early. I decided to opt out the rest of the games. His team was 2-3 for the season, so there really wasn't a point in him playing, and he'd been going off the entire season anyway. So now he's getting ready to enroll early at Colorado, and I think he could get some time there early.
That's right. Yeah, we have not seen this really before, right? We've not really seen opting out of your senior year to get started on the college process.
We see people reclassify all the time. We've seen people sit out their senior
years. It's kind of a version of that, I guess. Yeah. So I'm next then. Okay, 110. Gosh, there's just not a lot of quarterbacks that I'm like excited about this year. I mean, not running backs. I mean, I'm channeling my mocks, and I'm just gonna do it. Give me Jaden Riddell, tight end, probably. He's one of these guys who he's an athletic freak. You guys have been on him a little bit more than me. I will kind of transparently. He's not my number 1 graded tight end, but he's definitely top 3, and everybody likes him, and he's going to Georgia, and I just want him in this mock, and I may have to adjust my rankings as well because I think he's a really good player, and at this point, we have to trust Georgia. I mean, we just have to trust them with tight ends. So 111, David.
All right. Got some wide receivers kind of grouped up here. It's close for me. I don't know. I'll take Bryant Wesco. I just think he just moves really well, and I think I'm not a big fan of his frame, like his body type at all. He's really slender and kind of fragile looking, but he's been a little more dynamic with the ball in his hands. He has 3 punt return touchdowns in the last 2 weeks, which I don't think he really did much special teams previous years. So looks like he's adding a little bit to his game. That's it.
All right, Matt, I guess you're closing out the first round here. You've already taken Butler, so you've locked that in, first round draft pick. What else you got for us?
So I have back-to-back picks here. So first I'm going to go Jeremiah McClellan, wide receiver, Ohio State. He's been having an awesome senior year. I talked about a little bit about that the last mock we did. But he's really risen for me. I think there's a good chance he does decommit from Ohio State and flip to Oregon or Missouri. He hasn't decommitted yet, but it feels like all the the writing is on the wall there. That's just bound to happen. Which, if it does, that makes him a much more fantasy relevant player while he's in college. But I also think I just think he's an NFL guy. I think he could legitimately go day 2, and so I'm willing to forego the college production even if he stays there at Ohio State. And then I'm going to double up a wide receiver and go Perry Thompson, wide receiver, Auburn. I haven't been super high on him, but I feel like a lot of the other wide receivers for me have fallen, and he's just kind of stayed the same as a mid-tier 2 guy for me. Very big, very athletic, and pretty productive playing a decent school out there in Alabama. Going to Auburn, I think he could get time year 1. Even though he is a bit of a raw player, I don't think he's as raw as some of these other guys in the class.
Very interesting. I feel like I've drafted Perry Thompson once or twice kind of late, but I didn't realize that he was really on your radar. Okay, interesting. Okay. David, 202.
I was going to take Perry Thompson right there. You're right. These running backs are kind of squirrely. I don't want to waste time here. I'll go with I'll go with Davon Mitchell here. I don't know how the tight ends are necessarily going to shake out for me. It's all I have 6 guys in tier 2 right now, but he's just like the most put together tight end I feel like in this class, and he's got some pretty good explosiveness. I think the only question is like his speed. So it would be nice to get like a decent mile per hour on him on his senior tape. So we're kind of waiting on his senior tape. Hopefully he added a little in that regard, but yeah, feel good about him.
Yeah, he that's my question with him too. That's why I'm not blown away. I know Matt really thinks he's great when he kind of reclassified, right? So he wasn't even in this class and then he bumped up. All right, so I'm gosh, yeah, I guess it's just time. I feel like it's time. Give me who has become a very high rated running back for me, kind of tied for the highest graded right now. Kedron Young. He's big, he's fast, he's from the state of Texas, he's going to Notre Dame. I think took Audric Estime a few years to become the bell cow, but now he is a fantasy starter. And producing for Notre Dame. And Kedron Young, I think it might take him a year, but he could do the same thing. Just fits that mold. And I think he's a little bit more explosive than Estime as well. So I kind of like that potential. But, as we've seen here, 2 running backs, it's 203. That's really unusual, but they're just not a lot of guys that are super appealing. So I think that's pretty interesting. Matt, 204.
Yeah, I'm actually going to continue the running back run here. We'd go with Quentin Martin, running back, Penn State. Oops. He's long, he's explosive. He's probably has the best change of direction, best ability to shake guys in the open field in this class at running back. He does lack a lot of physicality, I think, for the position. I think it'll probably take him a bit to adapt to the college level for sure. And especially to what they expect a running back there. A lot more inside runs than he's probably used to. But I think he has the athletic ability, and I think he's just a unique player. A really high-end receiver. I mean, worst case scenario, he could just become a wide receiver, and he honestly might grade better for me there. But yeah, I just think he's good enough, and especially here at 204, I like the upside.
Can't argue it. There's not a lot of guys that have fallen. So either... We'll talk about it at the end.
Yeah.
So let's save that. Yeah. David, you're up with the 205.
205. I'll go with Ezio Mume. I don't know. He's growing on me. Like he's not really the running back I typically go for. Like he doesn't have a ton of like shake. It didn't seem like to me, but I don't know. I feel like he might just come in and contribute pretty early at least. So it's like on the college side, I feel like that's pretty safe. And then, he's got the size and good athleticism to go with it. So, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if he went like day 2 in the draft or something. So,
do we think he's more explosive, better athlete than like Phil Maffa?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he is. Yeah.
I don't think Maffa has that much juice.
He's like some sort of weird blend. He's like a weird blend somehow of like Maffa and shit, like because he has the pass catching.
Yeah, he does, and he's been used in so many interesting ways that we like that. We like the multi-versatile. He lines up at tight end sometimes. He goes in motion, jet sweeps, all that kind of stuff as well. All right. That's a cool pick. Yeah, that's a big jump. 25 spots. Okay. I guess I'm up with 206. A guy I thought about going last time. We're just going to take him here. My QB4 at this point in the class, based on mostly potential, but give me Walker White. Going to Auburn, we've had some talks this year, like, wow, that QB room. Now there's always the transfer portal to bring in someone for next year, but like it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility that Walker White, who will probably be an early entrée, could start as a true freshman, at least in some packages, kind of Tebow running the ball and things like that. But we talked about how he's having a great season, and just on tools and upside, give me Walker White here. 207, Matt.
All right. I'm going to go Jordan Marshall here, running back to Michigan. I feel like he's just going to be my guy that I'm going to end up getting like pretty much every draft. His film doesn't make me go crazy or anything, but I think he's good enough. He has good long speed. He's not the most explosive, bursty guy. He doesn't really shake people in the open field. But, he's just a crazy, crazy producer playing at a pretty good Ohio school. And I think he could pretty easily be, the next multi-year starting running back there in Michigan. I pretty easily think he can beat out like Cole Cabana and Benjamin Hall. I think he's significantly better than them.
All right. Yeah. You like that. And I think I keep forgetting. I know I've said this on the show before. I keep thinking he and Taylor Tatum are going to Michigan. That's not the case. So, he probably is the guy, I think, in that class. All right, David, 208. What you got?
This guy's kind of hot and cold. I'll go with Josiah Trader. I don't know, guy. I don't know. I don't really trust my wide receiver evals. Like the last I heard is that Austin really liked Trader, and I know he's really good with wide receivers. I think he moves really well. I think he knows what he's doing. I think he actually, manipulates defensive backs, and I think his hands are superb. I graded his hands super high. I don't know about you guys, but I think he's a little bit tapped out, I feel like. But I don't know. Miami is a better offense, it feels like. And so I think he can come. I don't think he's going to be a year 1-0. I think he's a little bit too skilled for that. So,
We like that. That's a good place to start. Okay. All right. Trader moving up the ranks. I have not bumped him. I still don't love that guy. Let's see. So I would take Frazier here, but we talked about the just disaster of a senior season he's having, and I feel like he's going to Georgia right now, but if he's not doing anything, I wonder if that scholarship could get pushed out or something, because I just don't see how you're going to take a guy who's not producing at all unless there's some narrative that we don't know about. So I'm going to go with the guy right below him in the grades, because I haven't been able to drop Frazier too much just yet, but he's probably on the way down. Give me Johan Cardenas, running back. I'm just kind of adding these bigger guys who can seem to catch the ball, and later in this draft. And, we'll hope for the best here. So Cardenas headed to Vanderbilt. That's not terrible. And, maybe he'll end up, he's from Texas. So, who knows? Maybe he winds up at a Texas school by the time it's all said and done. So I feel okay about that. And he can probably start right away at Vandy. So, Matt, you are up 210, and we got 3 more picks.
Yeah, this is my last pick here to close it out, and I'll be going with DeMond Williams, quarterback, Arizona. He's not someone that I really believe in his NFL upside. In fact, I think he's probably a day 3 pick at best at quarterback. But I think he could really be a dominant CFF player at Arizona. It's just a great system. It's his home state, and he's such an electric player. He's producing at a dominant level, playing the top Arizona competition. I just think there's a ton to like there, especially on the college side.
I think that's a really nice call out for the college side. Arizona is a very fun system right now. Fafita's looking good. He's a sophomore, I believe, or second-year player. So there may be a nice little gap there, and then he'll head in for the starting job in a year or two. All right, David, one more pick for you, 211, and then I'll close this out.
I'll go with Taylor Tatum. I don't know. I just think the fit in Oklahoma is, he might have to wait a little bit. They have a bunch of running backs there, but The offense is good. I think he fits the offense really well, and he can catch passes and stuff. So,
and I liked some guys for Oklahoma last year. I liked Hicks. I drafted him in a lot of spots because he was pretty inexpensive on draft day. But none of them are really separating themselves. I know we say there's a lot of guys in that room, but to me, they may all be Jags. I'm not sure they're any of them are standing out as excellent players. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't followed Oklahoma too close, but it's mostly Dylan Gabriel doing all the heavy lifting. Gabriel's got 5 or 6 rushing touchdowns. I don't think there's a running back that's emerged. Barnes seems to get most of the juice, but he's not looking amazing. So anyway, all that to say, there are a lot of names. There are a lot of guys that we've liked, but it seems like none of them have really established themselves. So, if Tatum's really good, I think there's room for someone to come in pretty quickly. Maybe not be like a bell cow, but
I thought Sawchuk was gonna do something this year. I don't know. They have that. Wasn't Tawi Walker a walk-on or something? And then
he's getting most of this. Yeah, he's the guy who's getting most.
He's
of
this Marcus Major, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, JUCO. And then they have Marcus Major. I don't know. I don't think any of them are I think they're all fine, but.
Yeah, so I mean, I would not be shocked if there's room for someone to come in and not Barnes, this guy Walker, he was there last year, I believe, or I think, he's listed as stats from 2022. So he was there last year. They've got, they're just really splitting it up. Walker's got 53 carries, Marcus Major 60. Marcus Major's like a 6th-year guy or something. Dylan Gabriel with 43, Barnes with 28. Yeah, they're just it's a mess. And none of them are averaging over 5 yards a carry. It's just kind of gross. But
so I don't know if that's a coaching tendency or if that's they're all. I think
there's room for a good running back to come in and do something. So I think that I'm not worried about the depth chart there. It seems like these guys are showing themselves to not be that great or explosive or special. They're fine. All right, 212. My last pick. Oh, do I want to double up on tight end? I think we should. Give me Landon Thomas. We're gonna just go where the thick of this draft is, which is tight end. I'm gonna take 2 guys I really like here and be pretty set at tight end for this draft in particular. Took some QBs I like, 2 tight ends I like, and sprinkled in some other players. Feel okay about that. So one thing I will say, looking at this as we were going, and this is kind of final thoughts, I'd like to get y'all's idea here. Not a lot of guys dropping. Landon Thomas and the last 2, Taylor Tatum and Thomas there, dropped a little bit from Matt. Is this from last draft or from the composite of all the drafts we've done?
It's from just the last draft.
Okay. I like that. But most guys just fell one spot. So my question is, are we weeding out the guys who in the beginning we maybe have liked and now they've fallen off completely because we're not taking them late? We've actually just written them off. I thought it was interesting that this draft, there's almost no real fallers. They just didn't get picked, period. What do you guys think about what's happening with our evals here?
I think you're just going to see the fallers in the next part. I think that's just kind of how it works,
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see if they fall out completely because I think what you might see is more guys keep coming up and it's a lot of green because we're just drafting guys we actually like, and the guys who have fallen, I wonder if they just fall out of favor completely. It's a slippery slope once you start, we're following them in season. The years are not going the way we think they're going, and that'll be interesting to see, right, if they fell into 3 and 4 or if they fall out completely. All right, gentlemen. Well, we are right at 30 minutes. That's what we like to do. Fun draft. Interesting as always. A lot of movement, not a lot of white squares. Everything's got some movement here. And so we'll be back in a month for rounds 3 and 4. But until then, we'll keep pumping them out other weeks. So appreciate you guys. This is The Official.